Good evening, table toppers. This is Sister Ruth coming to you this evening with another episode of Tabletop Discussion. And today we're going to be carrying on with the conversation we had the last episode about change. But we're going to flip it a little bit. Today we're going to talk about how some men have king potential but still have a whorish mentality. Now, why am I talking about this? I got an email from a young lady that actually wanted to talk about this subject. So I stated, hey, why not a better form or platform than to do it on tabletop discussion? Because I'm sure that a lot of women have been in that situation. I have, of course, in my younger days. So let's look at it again. King potential, but a horse mentality. Now, there are some men out there that we have been with in relationships, high school, young adult, 20s, 30s, 40s, even some in our 50s, that we have recognized that they have so much potential. And one of the things most sisters are good about is when they find a man that has a lot of potential, they want to work with him because you see some things sometimes that they don't see. But because they aren't there yet, the majority of them do have that still horse mentality that they're not satisfied with who they're with, so they still want to sample out there. And you'll hear most people and even yourself talking about he's a good guy. He's good to me. He does this, he does that, he loves my kids, but I'm tired of him cheating on me. Well, those two things don't go together. It's kind of an oxymoron. He's good to me, yet he's cheating on me. Good and the bad. It can't be both. And I'm saying it can't be both because you have to make a decision that either it's not going to be both or you're going to do something about it. Now, most women, again, we have someone we've been in a relationship with. You see the potential that they have. You've been together for a while. They say they won't do it again. They realize what they have at home, but then it happens again and again and again, and you continue to take them back. I'm going to use a phrase right now that some people would say is a little too far out there, or I'm dramatizing the situation, but really I'm not, because women who stay in relationships like that, okay, it's a matter of life and death for them that they do something about it. And that's where change comes in, because you know what, you can't change him, her, or whoever your partner may be. Okay, you can't change them. The only thing you can focus on is changing yourself and looking at you and what's inside of you that allows you to continue to let someone disrespect you and basically put you in harm's way. And what I mean about put you in harm's way goes back to, life or death situations. Death doesn't have to mean just physical death, that you're no longer here. Okay, you can die emotionally. Okay, you can die spiritually, and you can die physically. And when you allow yourself to stay in relationships like this, you go through the first two most definitely. Okay, that's the emotional and that's the spiritual. Now the death part, the physical, that can be you or it can be end up being him. Because some women get to the point that they're so fed up that they'll let their emotions take control, and then they make a decision that haunts them the rest of their life, their children's lives and their families' lives. Okay? And we can't allow that to happen. You know, I know, guys, I have family members. I mean, again, I've been in relationships in the past where I allow this. I took a look at the fact that, dang, this person has a lot, going on, loves my kids, this, that, and the other, and he's cheating. I put him out, I take him back. I put him out, I take him back. That's a bad habit. And I'm sharing this with you because this happened to me in my early 20s. And I'm glad it happened to me in my early 20s, because I know today, as a 55-year-old woman, that's something I wouldn't tolerate. And we have sisters out there that are in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and in their 60s, who are still putting up with this same situation. You deserve better, but you can only get better when you start with yourself. Again, change has to start with you. You can't change him. And sometimes with some men, they actually change. But it took something for them to make a decision that they needed a change. It wasn't something that I did. Because how many times that we done made promises to somebody to do something or to stop something, and we do it for a little while, you know? And then you know what? We're right back to doing the same thing again. We're all guilty of that in some form or fashion. But sticking to the topic of relationships, we can't afford to do that. When you're worried, he's not home, he's late, he's grabbing his phone real quick, you're going through his phone, you're following him. That's not the type of life to live. If you have to do all that, come on. You don't need to be with that person, because you can do bad by yourself. So, again, emotional death, spiritual death, worst case scenario, sorry about that, physical death. Ladies, you deserve more, but it starts with changing yourself. It has to start with you, and taking a look at your own self-worth and asking yourself, why are you putting up with this? And if it's a financial situation, ladies, I have to tell you, go to school, get a trade, become financially secure yourself. So you're not putting up with things because he's paying the bills, he's paying the mortgage, he's paying the rent, he's buying your food and clothing. If you're sticking around because of that, and you're taking this abuse, because someone cheating on you is abuse, it's emotional abuse. You have to make a decision what you're going to do. So again, go to school. If you need to go to school, go get a trade. If you don't want to go to traditional school, go get a trade. Go do something to increase your self-worth and your financial responsibility to yourself and your children. Because again, all that extra stress is not worth it. And that person that you're in love with, hey, he can have some, as we say, some king potential. And most of our brothers do. But they haven't got to that point of emotional maturity or sexual maturity. They haven't gotten there yet. And unfortunately, losing you may be the catalyst for him to start taking a look at some things. And you know what? He may be better for the next lady. But he wasn't that for you. And that's okay. And you know what? That may hurt. Because it didn't say it was going to be easy. It may hurt. Been there, done that. But you get over it. All right? You will get over it. So ladies, love yourself enough to do better for yourself and make some changes for yourself. Okay? This isn't a man bashing session. Men out there who are listening to me, they already know. They know they got some good qualities. They have a lot to offer a woman. But you know what? They're not ready to settle down yet. And they just need to be 100 about it. That's it. I respect that. Hey, I'm not ready. Okay. See ya. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. But deuces, keep it moving. Ladies, you gotta love you. I love me. And I made some hard decisions for me and my children. But you know what? It worked out for the best. And it makes me be here today, Sister Ruth, to help my sisters out. So, if you have any questions or anything you would like for us to talk about on Tabletop Discussion, please feel free to send them to empowermentbuilders@gmail.com. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. To all my ladies, have a good evening.